Hello guys and gals, welcome to the latest episode of Squad Morale Restored. My name is Daniel and today we're going to be looking at our latest project, which is the beginning of a Warlord Titan from Forge World. As with the Reaver Titan, and we definitely need to kind of update videos on there with the latest progress, we're going to be buying parts over time because it costs a fortune, and hopefully we will assemble it or do some kind of a assembly of the whole thing once all the parts have been purchased. So first item today is the Power Claw, the Warlord Titan Arioch Power Claw, and this arrived just yesterday in the mail. Forge World has been a little bit slower than normal with one thing and another, but we got a notification saying it could take 28 days for delivery, and then it arrived the week later. So in that respect, that was pretty quick considering the kind of timescales they're working on. So we haven't checked this out yet, so let us see what we have in here. Okay. Alright. Let's check out our packing slip. Okay, we see the familiar name of SB, March 2021, so this has been looked at very recently. Had stuff by SB before, so let's see if he or she has done us proud with the checking. Instructions, which we'll put over there. And we have slightly different designed bags. 15 plus. Expert product 15 plus. Okay. And on the back, well, we have a big pile of new, well, looks new. Basically lots of different languages saying don't breathe the dust if you're messing about with our products. Okay. And we have another rather substantial bag in here. That's all we got. Right. Oh, crikey, this is big. What to do first? Let us have a look at the main parts. And apologies if you're listening on headphones, I'm trying to keep the rustling to a minimum, but the microphone does kind of pick up a lot of this. Hold that there. Right, let's have a look at the hand part first. Blimey, this is huge. Good grief. Whoa, that is gnarly. Okay, that is a gnarly mold slip. Now, does it affect the overall model? Nope. And in actual fairness, that looks a lot worse than it is. Yeah, that'll be fine to clean up, I think. Let's just have a look at it from this end. Right. Just trying to have a look at it from. Yeah, that looks terrible, but it will actually clean up pretty well. Okay, let's have a look at this side. And we've still got like this sort of seam on this side, but again, that'll clean up okay. Little thing going on in there. That's a note of out. Let's have a look at the bulk part. So all this lovely, whoops, turn it around. All this lovely detail. Little vents and nice ridged areas. Our rivets appear to be all present and correct. Try and have a look at how we're going to get this gate off. So probably just saw through all of these bits and then work our way. Saw through all these little parts and then just work our way to the base of the hand. Yes, this is a thing of beauty. Actually, compared to a real hand, crikey. I would suggest that this is kind of almost the size of a human hand, definitely bigger than a child's hand, and quite heavy. Yeah, let's plonk you down there, mush. Now, on the back of the hand is one of my favourite weapons, the Vulcan Megabalter, and, oh, it's not here. It must be near the bag. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. So this part is going to sit nicely, he said. Oh, lovely fit. Yeah. So this part here is going to fit nicely over that. There, solid. That is a solid, non-wiggling fit. Okay. Actually, I wonder if this was designed using, was printed on a 3D printer, like the mold, but can't see any of the old telltale striations. Okay. Right. So, one of my favourite weapons, the Vulcan Megabalter. Love bolters, and the bigger they are, the better they get. But looks like these barrels must be in the other bag. So we've got a little targeting auspex. Lots of nice detail. This has been really nicely cast. Looks like the breech. This is going to be quite a heavy model. I have experimented using magnets, but for me, I'm not too keen. So I would probably building it in a fairly static pose. For me, the magnets, I don't like the idea of something so heavy being able to be knocked, and sometimes the magnets losing like the attraction of the parts, especially with having small beasties around the house. Right, emptying this slightly off camera. Now, when I first opened this, I thought, there's not much to actually build because it looks near enough done. And then I saw the second bag, or in this case it was the first bag. And we've got all this marker here. So it comes with all these complications. Aha, there we go. Here are the barrels of our Vulcan Megabalter. Let's check. So, cylinders. We have a little bit of slippage there, but that's fine. What does it look like on the other side? Other side looks okay. Yeah, a little bit of slippage again, but that's easily cleaned up. All in all, yeah, looks good. Now, I believe these must be some of the digits for the fingers. nice and chunky. I do like a good chunky model. These parts look okay. Yep, not bad at all. Little tiny air bubble there. Right, so that's a bit better. There we go. So a little tiny air bubble, but that's easily sorted. Out of out. We will just put a bit of super glue in there. There's another one there. Now, this has a bit of a slippage going on there. I'll just sand down. So we've got a fair bit of cleanup already, so just hoping that it doesn't get any worse, otherwise we might be having to ask for replacement parts. Don't mind doing a bit of cleanup because you kind of expect it, but if you're going to having to spend ages doing it, then nope. Okay, that looks fine. Well, you said fine. There's a bit of mold slippage there, but that's an easy fix. Again, all this lovely detail, nice and preserved. Yep. That's champion, that is champion. Okay. Okay. Not sure what's going on yet. Why have we got... hang on, that's slightly different, right. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. The problem areas around the base and this, like, ball joint. Yeah, that looks okay. Cracking. This is going to be large. I've not actually seen a Warlord Titan in person, just in photos, and yep, I think this is going to be absolutely huge and pretty heavy. Very good. Right. We've got, I'm not entirely sure, oh right, this must be the join where it goes into the arm. Okay, so all of these little lines are a recipe for casting disaster. But, no, it came out really well. It's a bit like the Colosseum. That looks absolutely fine. It does feel slightly depressed in here, as if it's been taken out of the mold too soon and sort of cooled, but that's not a big issue. Quite dry as well, it's not too bad there. Still go through all the usual techniques of cleaning with our fairy liquid and so on. Yeah, it's going to be fairly straightforward. No problem there. Now, we've got... I'm now on a quest to try and count up all these fingers. I'm assuming... Yes, of course. Okay, so we've got bases of the fingers, and then we've got these 4-finger parts. Yes, that one's... This one is all good. Been really good at time putting some detail work in here. Yeah, looking good. Fantastic. Fantastic. So there must be the fingers. I'm looking now for the thumb. So let's see if this... I wonder this is part of the thumb joint. Right. Always recommend, if you get a photo kit, no matter what it is, to double check every single part for your own sort of quality control purposes, and to make sure that all the parts are there. I've only ever had one kit where there was something missing, but I have had plenty of kits in the past where I've had to ask for replacement parts, and to be fair, they do send them pretty quickly and without much hassle. Well, usually without any hassle. But it's always the case that it would be so much nicer that, considering you're paying a bit extra compared to, like, say, plastic kits, that they just sort of would be a bit more thorough in what they're keen to send out, because they're kind of marketing it as a premium product. So you'd kind of want it to be pretty much all go out of the box. Yeah, but people's mileages vary on what they would class as clean-upable and what isn't clean-upable. Yeah, that's okay. That part's okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking this is the thumb, so I'm going to put that there. Now, we've got the fingertips. Let's find some fingertips. Well, here is something that's always slightly worrying, was when you find a gate without anything on it. But the other two parts are indeed here. So I think these are the normal fingertips. And we're starting off with, again, these ridges, but luckily they all seem to be nicely cast. So there's no sort of slippage, apart from my fingers not being up to the job. Yep, they look very nice indeed. Let's turn around. Yep, other side is fine. Rivets present and correct, sir. And the second one, this is the other one I've kind of snapped off the base. That looks, yeah, that's fine. That's no problem there. Another nicely cast digit. Looks a little bit, can I get this in focus on this side a bit better? The answer to that is, yeah, kind of. So we've got a little small slippage there, and it's impacting a bit on the fingers, on the end of the finger, but I think it looks worse on camera than it is. We still have our rivets. Yeah, that's okay. And the last two, let's go carefully and check if that slip on the other one is kind of progressed onto these ones, and it looks okay. It looks a bit like a letter A. Ah. Nope, definitely a letter A. These different. I was going to say these different lengths, but I think it's just how the one's further up the gate than the other, the key. Right. We have our obligatory pistons. Oh, right, okay. So these are the little beauties. I think that sort of fit in. I think it's this end. Oh, hang on. This end, I think, goes into these. And then these act like your tendons do, pulling and pushing. Well, pulling and relaxing your fingers. Okay, so let's check for slippages. Got a bit of a seam, but that's nothing. And that side looks fine. Right. It's always these little fiddly parts that worry me, because they're not easy. They can be a pain to try and clean up. Okay. And we have another part of which I know not what. Yeah, that looks good. All of this All of that looks absolutely fine. Tiniest of tiny seams to sort out. Anything worse? Is anything near the... Ooh, hang on, what's this? That doesn't look too good. That doesn't look too good. Has it thrown the whole thing off center though? I was expecting to say yes, but I think... Goodness, it's hard to tell with this huge key thing in the way. That looked quite bad, but I think that's just excess resin. I think it's just excess resin there rather than the whole thing split, because this is nice and lined up pretty much, and that's definitely nice and smooth. I'm going to give this a pass. Well, give it a careful pass. Now, the kit does come with a difference for fingertips, and you can give it these... Blimey, these are huge. You can give it claws instead of fingertips, and for my money, I like the idea of the big stubby, kind of the stubby claws. I always think of these sharper ones being more for like your chaos models. But actually look a lot better in person than they did on the photographs on the Forge World site. I like how the ends are kind of sort of flattened at the very tips. It's like one of those things. What would I do with these? It's all very well having like options in the kit, but if you don't use them, and these aren't really a part you could magnetize successfully, well, not unless you're desperately unless not desperate, let's think. Not unless you are a definite expert type modeler. Could you think of keeping these on standby, I would have thought. I'd also have to check the rules as well to see whether or not it's a bird's beak. Whether or not you get much of an advantage of using these over the other ones. Got a little mold stuff there, but that looks terrible there. But as you move up to the actual part of the model where it would affect, it's nothing to... you barely notice it. Right, so we've got these two. I would have thought there'd be another one. Right, okay, there probably is, but I can't put my hand on it just yet. This is definitely, he said, a stubby thumb. Yeah, that's going to squish some things. Ah, yes. An opposable thumb up for evolution. That looks like it can do the business. And absolutely perfect casting wise. Very good. Let's plonk you over there, Mush. Right, and now we've got various gubbins, which I believe are like the power source and things for the hand itself, which sort of go underneath, like the heel of the hand. Right. Yeah. Don't actually remember seeing where these parts would actually go on the model. I'll have a look at the instructions in just a sec. But yeah, these look absolutely perfect. Yeah, nothing to write home about that. And we have only a few parts left. That looks really clean. And the sun's coming out as well. We've had some weird weather in the northeast over the last week. We've had hot sunshine, blizzards, and then freezing cold daytime temperatures, but with really hot sun. So if you're in the shade, it's absolutely freezing. And if you're standing just around the corner in the sunshine, it's like, ooh, nice and pleasant, and here's summer. Yeah, that looks perfect. Very good. That's nicely cast as well, so slot in whatever goes in there. You can tell this is unscripted, can't you? Right. And we have our nice bundle of cables. Right. That's just a very thin bit of resin that just kind of pops out. Craft knife will sort that out. And the ribbed cable, of which I'm always worried about from them going out of true, but that looks, touch wood, touch resin, that looks fine. I'll try and get that in focus because it's quite difficult to get the autofocus to pick all that up. That looks really nice. I do like a good bundle of cables. Yeah. Very nice indeed. Okay. Now we're left with what I believe is some kind of an exhaust system. So again, we have a cylinder with rivets, and let's just go around. Let's just go around this kind of strapping area to see if it goes out of true at all. And I'm gonna say that is awesome sauce. Yep, nothing at all wrong with that. Okay, plunk that there. Right, now our remaining pieces are all these sort of shield parts that go around the hand to protect it. And will actually, I imagine, cover up. I've actually no idea where this bit goes just yet, but I'm just thinking if these parts go around here, then you're not even going to see any dodginess there. Okay. I've got mixed experience with these kind of plates, and this area here I usually find, or not usually, but I often find that either these corner parts around this semicircle can either sort of disappear or be full of like gunky resin that might not be cured properly or just came out badly when it's been taken out of the mold. But yeah, this one looks fine. And no sign. I'll try and get this in better focus for you guys. Can't see anything like 3D mold lines. I always thought the Warlord was one of the first kits that had been designed on the 3D printer, or the mold had been produced using a 3D printer, but I may be wrong. Yep, absolutely fine. And the complementary side of it, yeah, got a little shim to take off. And this part looks very crisp indeed. Deep and crisp and even. Yep, all good. And then our two final parts is this is quite bended in, isn't it? Bent in. I think that's probably intentional. That looks like it's definitely gonna come down on the side again. Come on, Daniel. It's definitely gonna go somewhere. That's take that. Absolutely fine. Now, so I've got a ridge there, so that must fit in here. So it's going to go. I just can't fit basic shapes into anything anymore. Right. So that will cover that mold slip if necessary. And the other, there's a Daniel slip. Okay, and this one, checking out the problem areas. They are okay. Yeah, so for anyone who sort of says that, oh, Forge World parts are always like needing loads and loads of cleanup, it's true that some of them do, but then you get pieces like this, which are absolutely perfect. There's nothing to do to them. I mean, you need to sort of clean up the edges, but the actual part that you're looking at is spot on. Right, so we're apparently missing a sharp thumb, but let's check our instructions to see if that's the case. And whoa, hang on. The Warlord tank is must be absolutely huge. I mean, that's the hand. Good grief! I thought the Reaver Titan was big. It's like another 4 hands high, maybe. Crikey. Right, so here we have. Now, I do much prefer these instructions. I mean, who doesn't, compared to the photocopy type ones? They're just, the whole experience is like, you get a much better, use your words, you get a much better experience of premium products than you would if it was just like the photocopied kind of ones. Okay, so yeah, it looks like capacitor. It's the funniest looking capacitor I've ever seen. It's like a ginormous electrolytic one. Okay. Oh, okay, so that was the wrist. Where's our wrist gone to? This must be, yeah, this is our wrist part. And that was the wrist arm, and this is the wrist armor. Okay, so that's going to fit on the, yeah, okay, so on the Titan arm itself, that's going to fit nicely into that part. Okay, so we've got finger bases, mid fingers, and fingertips. They're all present and correct. Claw tips, there's only 4. So I wonder what it has for the thumb, which just uses the same thumb. Okay, so these ammo doors. Our ammo doors. Ammo doors are going to walk about. There they are. So these little beauties are going to fit. He said, picking up the wrong part, I'm going to fit on the bar. Clever. Right, okay. So again, Forge World being a little bit clever, they know that the gates, or the keys, or whatever you call these things, keys, are going to mess up the detail when you take it off the back of the part. So instead of this being the back of the part, we have ammo doors. So these come off, might be a bit rough. Okay, job's a good one. Slap these on instead to finish them off. A bit like how they have the tank treads now, where the key meets the tank tread. They don't actually have it on top of the tread. They have it on top of the, like the base of the where the tread would go, and then you put little treads on top to cover up that kind of a mess. Okay. Okay, so we have hand armor. So there's, yeah, all of that stuff is going to be hidden away if required. Yeah, looks. Wow. I must admit, I'm looking forward to positioning the hand. I've gone from wondering whether or not to put something in as if it's being grabbed hold of. All depends on what. At the moment, it's probably going to be traitor, terminators, traitors. So we could have it effectively crushing something. Not sure. But again, I wonder if I need to check some videos on YouTube to see if anybody's actually gone to the trouble of putting little magnets in the finger so you can give them some flexibility in opening them up. I suspect with the pistons attached to the back of them, that would hamper, unless of course you then go to the additional complication of sawing through these, hollowing this out so this part of the piston can go smoothly inside there. That would be a job and a half. I wonder if anyone's done that. I can imagine some of my favourite YouTubers like Leaky Cheese would definitely give that a go. I, on the other hand, while I like the idea, I would probably think it might be beyond me, but I'm not sure. It's something to think about. Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up there for today. I hope you enjoy. The videos. As always, if you've got any comments, please leave them below. I'll always take time to respond to everyone. So until next time, you guys take care, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.